Wait a minute. This is the future. We're all the phaser guns.
What's good, gun family? Urban Gun Reviews, and today is episode 8 of Is It Worth the Bread? Yeah. Alright, but today, as you see on the screen, we got the Kriss Vector. Alright. The Kriss Vector is a firearm that has that odd look, like it kind of look like Star Wars-ish, I guess. But it's a really cool gun. I've never actually shot one myself, but I am looking to get one after I get another gun that I'm actually trying to get right now. Alright, so the Kriss Vector has a couple different variants of it, but I'm specifically focused on the Vector SDP Enhanced. All right, that's the one I'm focused on. Now, the Enhanced, I don't know what all the difference is between, excuse me, that and the regular, or if it's just the this little like forward grip thing right here with the rails and stuff like that. I don't know if that's the only difference, but I know that is a difference. And I believe the OG or the other model does have a 40 caliber model as well. All right, so this the Vector SDP Enhance runs in from Kriss Vector. The ticket on it is $1,625.
Oh Lord!
And it comes in 9mm caliber, 45 ACP caliber, and 10mm caliber. All right, it also comes in 3 colors. You get it in black, FDE, and white. The one that I'm planning on getting, I'm kind of in between the 9mm and the 45 ACP, 10mm out. Just because the price of 10mm, and you know, I wouldn't get to shoot it as much because I have no 10mm ammo at all, so I'd have to, you know, start stocking up 10mm ammo, and to me it just wouldn't be worth it for me to really dive into 10mm ammo right now at the current prices. 45 ACP, not that cheap either, but it's definitely not 10mm price as far as I know. But you know, the 45 ACP, I can run that model of the Vector with other applications of handguns that I have, being my my FN 45, and what else? I do got another 45 handgun. My 1911 or whatever it is, yeah. So I can run those applications together. This being the Vector being a book bag gun, and then, you know, my handgun being able to carry on my person. The 9mm is really looking kind of is the best option because I have a whole bunch of 9mm. I have a whole bunch of 9mm pistols and rounds. And it's a common round that you could possibly find. I always try to think in the future. I always try to think of if shit hits the fan, you know, if everything shuts down and, you know, the world is going to shit, and, you know, you happen to have to leave your house and scavenger for you know, food, shelter, ammo, stuff like that. You probably would run across 9mm the most, more than you would 45 ACP. So I kind of think about that sometimes, and that's why 45 ACP, being that it is something nice, it does pack a punch, but 9mm can probably do similar things ballistics wise, depending on what type of 9mm round that you have. And I just think that the 9mm application is more popular with most people. So that would be the way that I would go with it. All right. And the 40, the color options, I would probably go white. I like the white. FDE is not bad looking, and the black is always, you know, I mean, it's black on black on black. So I'm really up in the air about the colors. So the colors is not really that important to me either. FDE is probably my least favorite color option for these. All right, so I know I kind of jumped ahead of everything, but on Is It Worth the Bread, all I do is I bring you I kind of introduce this firearm to you, this gun to you, this accessory to you, or whatever, and I go over some things about it, and I try to give you my perspective on if it's worth the bread, you know. So is it worth the bread? Yeah. So I'll tell you if it's worth my money, you know, because I'm not telling you how to spend your money. I'm just giving you intelligent options to increase your chances of buying a good firearm. Shout out my man. Shout out my man's from Detroit, Dust. But we're gonna read a little bit about it, and then we're gonna go check out the other stuff that we usually do. It says the Kriss Vector SDP is the ideal choice for personal protection and home defense. The short barrel and quick detached sling swivel makes transportation simple, and it can be stowed away inconspicuously. Like all Kriss Vector platforms, the SDP is fed with full-size Glock magazines, offering cross-compatibility of ammunition for secondary or backup handgun. At the heart of the Vector SDP is the Super V system, a non-linear multi-link blowback system designed to redirect recoil energy down. The Super V system, in conjunction with the low bore axis, reduce felt recoil, and muzzle climb. The features are Super V recoil mitigation system, Glock magazine compatibility, low bore axis, low profile flip sights, full length Picatinny top rail, and quick detach swivel sling. All right. Some of the specifications: the caliber is 9x19, but there's other calibers. We went through that. Magazine capacity is 17 rounds. Barrel length is 6.5. Overall length, we ain't worried about that. Operating system is closed bolt delayed blowback. Action type is semi-automatic. Colors, we went through those. Weight to me ain't important. Ain't none of that other stuff important. The trigger type is pivoting single stage. All right. So that's another reason why I think that the Kriss Vector is a solid choice, is because it takes Glock magazines as well. So the 17 round magazines, they don't have any pictures of the magazines on here, but the magazines that they have are compatible with Glock pistols. So if this was your backpack gun and you was carrying a Glock on you, a Glock 9mm caliber or 40 caliber or 10mm caliber, or if you got the other models, you was carrying a 40 caliber Kriss Vector, you can run those with Glock handguns. The Glock 23, Glock 21, was it the Glock 31, Glock 17, Glock 19s. You can run these with them because they take the same ammo, and they will run the same magazines. So that right there is a big plus. And when I always think about a backpack gun, something that I'm going to carry, a backpack gun is your second option, right? So in most situations, it would be your second option. So, your handgun is going to be your first, and then this is going to be your second one. So, it would be better, in my opinion, to carry two applications that use the same ammo. And it's a double plus if you got two applications that carry the same ammo and run the same mags. That's a double bonus right there. All right. But we're gonna jump into Gunbroker because I like to jump into Gunbroker and see what the tickets be on Gunbroker. For this one, the price actually does change. So for the black model is $16.25. For the for the 9mm is $16.25. For the 45 and the 10mm, it's $16.45. Color actually changes it too. So the color in the black is $16.45. So if you went the color in the black is $16.45, and the color in the FDE and the white is $16.65. So about a $20 difference in when it comes to colors and stuff like that. So let's check out Gunbroker. And on Gunbroker for the white, this is the Gen 2 10mm. They're running $14.29 for the white. For the FDE, 1600, about 15 and a half. And these are always buy now. I always do buy now because I don't like bidding on guns. This one's 2500, 2450. I don't know what's so special about that, but it does have Glock magazines with it. So all around the same prices. So the price that you would get it for on their website is basically the price that you can find it for on gunbroker.com minus a few dollars or so. All right, so last thing before we get up out of here, let's check YouTube and see how popular the gun is. All right, so we got Classic Firearms. They always got good firearms and always doing good stuff, good videos. Kriss TV. I don't really watch his content too much. I've seen he's gotten to the guns and stuff. He be hanging out with GHG and stuff, but he has one. Who else we got on here? Sunday Gun Day on here. What the hell is this? That look like what's his name from Hickok's son? I don't know. All right, but a few different guns on there. A few different people. Calling on the where he got the CRB carbine, so it's a little different. So I'm not gonna check that one out. All right, so we'll just go to Kriss TV because go to it. My sound is down, so you're not gonna see any anything on it. You're not gonna hear anything. All right. So you got the Vector, SDP Gen 2. He's asking, is it worth the bread? We're gonna give him a like right there.
Because, of course, y'all know we pull back when we shoot. And this is the pistol. This is the pistol.
All right, so we're not gonna get no copyright or nothing like that. But you see what we got right there. So looking nice. That gun looks sweet. The gun looks sweet. It looks sweet. All right, so let's pause that. Let's get out of here. All right. Okay, so let's go back to the Vector side. All right, so the question that everybody's been wanting to know, and the reason for this video is the Kriss Vector worth the bread? Is it worth the bread? Yeah. You can find that little jingle on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all of that stuff. You'll find Is It Worth the Bread jingle there. Not really, but maybe you will. Maybe you will. But for real though, when I think about the Kriss Vector, as far as practicality, I think that it is a practical firearm. Not really from the look standpoint. From the look standpoint, it gives you a something sexy to look at. It's a overall sexy gun. It's something different. It's a conversation piece. You take it to the range. Somebody who's not really involved in the gun world, all like that. Just your occasional range shooter, just to touch up on skills and say, I've been to the range, in the last 6 months or something. They see this and they're like, what the hell is that? And you're like, oh, it's the Kriss Vector. It's a 9mm, it's a 45, it's a 40, it's a 10mm platform, and this is really a backpack gun. And you let people shoot it, and you broaden people's horizons. So to me, it just makes sense. So to me, it is practical. The look of it might not be practical. The look is kind of gimmicky, but it makes sense. All right, it makes sense because the look it is for the blowback system, which it pushes the gas, I believe it is, in another direction, or pushes it down, which mitigates your recoil. So recoil mitigation is always a positive thing because it allows you to keep on your target and for your firearm not to be jumping out of your hand and you have to reset and get acclimated on a target. So the design, as weird or as different as it looks, it does make sense, and I get that. I like that. The top rail, you can run the sights that they have on it. You can put a red dot on it, or RMR, whatever. You can put something on it. On the back, this little part right here, you can run you can put a brace on there. You can run a sling on here. You have more accessory rails up here on the sides and on the bottom, so you can run those there. You have it just makes sense. It's a great gun, and being that it runs Glock magazines. So Glocks, you know, are compatible. Glock magazines are compatible with this, and you can get the magazines that come with these, because they do have like some long magazines, pause, but they do have some you know, decent round count magazines that you could use with a Glock handgun. So this to me is a great backpack gun, and it really makes sense to get one of these. So I would definitely say that the Kriss Vector is worth the bread. Okay. I just like it, and if I wasn't, you know, focused on getting something else right now, I would probably get a Kriss Vector. So in my second gun that I'm going to be getting, it will be a Kriss Vector. Not my first one, because my first one going to be something else, and the Kriss Vector is going to be this one. So I'm going to be that one. So I think it's worth the bread. I think it's an excellent choice. I think anybody could run it. I think it'd be an excellent application to run as a backpack gun. And it's just an awesome looking gun. Conversation piece and accessories and everything are readily available. And it's just a nice all around gun. All right, but it's Urban Gun Reviews. If this video helped you in any way, or you just enjoy my content, you can let me know by clicking the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you can do that easily by clicking on my logo in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. If you're not following me on all my social media sites, all of those sites are in the description. Just click on them. Follow me on everything, on every platform, you know what I mean? And to the next time, gun family, we out. Stay blessed. Stay strapped.